I think I'll, excuse me, I'll go over something that you mentioned, since you had thought it through so well, and I also had questioned something that Irene had in her thinking about the rentals and what your research turned up. I as well researched this rental information that was presented by the Challenger. We went to looking at preferred vacation rentals, which was the one that he showed us. In my digging in, I was able to see, and I'll show you here, there's all of this stuff from preferred rentals, and it's a full year's worth. Their key is what's red, blacked out, is where it's unavailable, and where it's white is where it's available. And I was able to, where it's gray here is past, because when I looked at it, it was in March, starting in March. So we've got the yellow, as I said, indicating unavailable. That indicates unavailable online. In other words, it's available, but you can't just call it, you know, do it online. So we've got availability starting the first week of March, and availability for the month of April, the month of May, most of June up until beginning June 23rd, and then that is the section that's blocked off. And we've got it blocked off during July and during August and the first week of September, when it's then listed as available again, and available for October, November, December, and unavailable apparently for half a day on December 31st. So that may be a little bit more clear. The totality of what this says to me is that it's available to rent for 7.5 months of the year, but unavailable for 2.5 months of the year.
Is that for both prices or just one?
This is only for, I'm only looking at 558 Edgewater. There's no reason to look at the others.
Can I comment on that?
At some point, yes, certainly. And you already have. Actually, you spoke to that as just because it's available that you're going to rent it out.
Right. I mean, they have to give me like 4 weeks notice, and that's what you really don't see there. They have, and in the reality, nobody ever rents those houses. Okay. I mean, the reality is, but they like to advertise it because it gets people to call, and then they rent them something else. Okay, so they use it as a marketing tool, you know, to rent anything they can in order to make money. But they have to give me, you know, a large amount of notice, and usually I'm there, and so they don't rent it.
What was the time of notice that they have?
It's about 4 weeks.
Okay.
So, you know, the reality is they use that as marketing. It's a beautiful home. It gets people to call them, and they rent something else, and I don't mind that. They say, hey, can we do this? And I say, sure.
Right.
It helps their business.
Yeah, I understand that aspect of it. And the only reason we're examining this is because this is what came before us in the challenge. And so this is what I inferred from what I saw. And I'm just clarifying it with Mary because that's one of the points, one of the questions she raised. And I also had looked for other rental availability, and both of these are conflicting, and this is both for 558 Edgewater. There's a site called Bayside Rentals, which was a lot harder to decipher what they were saying, but I could get 9 months worth of information as far as availability, and this site showed the residents available for 3 months and unavailable for 6 months.
Right,
So there's a conflict there.
Right, so, you know, in what Bayside does is, you know, they usually err, because they call me so many times and I tell them it's not available, they just erred on the side of saying it's not available. Whereas Bayside, whereas the other place likes the marketing aspect of it more. And so it's just how they decide to get calls.
And you use, there's a third place here, homeaway.com. Do you use all of these?
No, I guess homeaway.com is actually, I think, used by Bayside. I don't use it, but they do. They list the property through there, but I don't do that.
Well, I've copied off Home Away from Home. Bayside Rentals, you're right.
Yeah, they do that as part of their marketing.
And I noticed from this item that I copied, the property was shown as unavailable for April, May, June, July, August, September. Wait a minute. I think it might have been available. Oh, no. It's just Labor Day, probably. The only months that were clear and wide open were January, February, and March. So,
Yeah, they just, because I declined it so much, they deferred mostly not versus mostly available.
Yeah.
And, you know, but the reality of the situation is you have to look at the track record, whereas it's rarely rented. And now that 554 is completed, I can put more emphasis on renting that one. And I don't need to rent the other one, my primary residence, at all.
Okay, I saw the same thing on homeaway.com, and it looks like they're offering it available for 2 months, but then, like, most of yours is blocked off. So that was just conflicting, and I just wanted to clarify that. And of course, we had no way, unless some of this shows us rental records, and even that doesn't tell when you're in residence and when you're not.
Right.
So, you mentioned the tennis thing, maybe, and we're just asking because these are questions that we had coming into this.
Sure.
But very quickly, we're going to get to your credit card, because I think that's going to be, if you guys agree, that's probably the most telling of the information that you provided. But the tennis,
Okay, so the tennis,
yeah, it says that your daughter was coaching
yes,
team
Lindsay
and
was,
you were assisting.
Yes.
That's the one thing that I saw.
Lindsay was the coach. Okay, so Lindsay is my older daughter. She is not the daughter in high school. She is the Guilford resident. Lindsay's 20 years old.
I was going to say she must be about a sophomore in college.
Yes, she is. So, and the reason why Lindsay was the head coach and I was the assistant coach is because Granite State Kids, which is headquartered in Bedford, it happens to be a gal named Diane Phelps who lives in Bedford. Okay, she sits on the USTA New Hampshire board with me. She is the head of Granite State Kids. She gives a stipend to the volunteers, and I decline the stipend, and so the stipend goes to Lindsay. I don't take any money, okay? And Julie was also on the team. I guess I forgot to mention that. So although Julie goes to school in Bedford, she played on the Lakes Region tennis team, okay, for this league that runs June, July, and August. So, you know, Granite State Kids is headquartered in Bedford, and we use various courts to hold our practices. Now, we practice here in Guilford, and I reserve the courts with Herb Green, and so every Tuesday morning and afternoon, we use the Guilford Town courts, okay? Now, the matches, because this is a statewide league, the matches, you have to all go to one place in order to play the matches, okay? And Diane runs so she makes everybody come to Bedford to play the matches. Now, occasionally we do go to Concord. We have played some of our matches in Concord, but the Concord Rec Department won't give us the availability of the courts like we get the courts in Bedford. So that's why Granite State Kids, people from the Seacoast, people from the Lakes region, people from Nashua, people from the Sunapee area, we all have to go to Bedford to play the matches. Okay, so that might have been the reference that you that you saw, is the matches are physically played in Bedford, okay? Now, myself playing on a tennis team, okay? I play at the 4.0 level, okay, the NTRP 4.0 level. I also played in the past on the 4.5 level, okay? There are very few women that play at these higher levels, okay? So we have players on our team that come from all over the place, okay? And the team captain is Melissa Salmon, and she lives in Bedford, okay? And the Bedford Town Courts are where we host our home matches. So that's why the team is run out of Bedford. But there's people on that team from Guilford, okay? Patty Klaus is on that team, and so Patty and I occasionally will drive down to the matches together. Because there are so few players that play at our level that we have to gather players from all over the state. In fact, one year we played in Maine because we had more players from the Seacoast level, so our team was out of Maine. And you see the team sometimes is all sorts of places. But
My
that's
daughter
because
coaches AAU volleyball, and that is a situation which crops up in club ball, whether it's tennis, volleyball, soccer, where kids are drawn to a particular club, and the club sets up the locales.
That's right. So you have, we have so many players, we even have players on our team from Massachusetts. And so they're not going to drive all the way up here. So the Manchester area is the halfway point. And we actually, if we have to play indoors, we play in Manchester.
So this listing of the ranking, some of my research turned up the ESL, USTA League Early Start League ratings for championship year. And I've got 2010 and I've got the same type of thing for 2011. And it lists names of the people involved in city, state, and
Yes.
ratings. And I guess my big question is here that it shows your city and state as Bedford.
Yes, because that's my mailing address. When I got my USTA membership, which was 20 years ago, the mailing, well, actually it would have been when I moved here, would have been when I moved to New Hampshire. That was the mailing address on my USDA card. And I can actually change that now, but I just, I have a 10-year membership at USDA, and that's the card that they use. And I do have I think I might even have my USDA card with me. And that is just the mailing address and the address that was there. Now, I didn't play for several years because I was injured. And actually, I have just started back again. I don't seem to have my USDA card with me, but I can produce that.
Well, that's all right, unless it shows.
I do have
If
a
it
local,
stated specifically that that was your mailing address, then that would be useful, but you've already told us that.
yeah. I do have a local Guilford bank account. If you want to see mine.
That would be useful.
I mean,
Just don't want to have the numbers.
No,
I just
yeah.
want to look at it, is all.
It doesn't really have anything on it.
Yeah.
It's the bank right here near the Wendy's.
Oh, TD Bank.
Yeah.
And where were your statements on this account?
Actually, those statements are all e-statements, so there's nothing mailed. They're emailed. They're all e-statements. Like I said, I try not to get any snail mail.
Or what is the address of record on that account?
It's 558 Edgewater Drive. Now, I don't have anything here that shows that, but I could produce that.
Perhaps an e-statement?
I can I can get
I,
it. Let's see, can I get that?
you know, since we haven't looked at these other credit card statements, but you've already said that these are Bedford.
Yeah, those, the mailing address there is, again, because I tried to get everything e-statement now, but those were just snail mailed, so I thought I would bring them in because I thought they would be useful.
All right, I think what we want to do, ladies, and thank you, Barbara, is, I believe maybe the stuff in that blue notebook is the most important. I want to see how it looks get together so we can look at it all at the same time. Can you see all that over here?
Those are the sheets.
Yeah,
I think
the
she
sheets.
has the other sheets.
Now, this is,
Ben by Monday.
Barbara, this is the
Oh,
joint.
we need to have.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, they're over there.
I only have one credit card. I have 2 credit cards in my name only. And one is the Lowe's, and the other is a TJ Maxx, but I didn't do a lot of shopping there, so I didn't have a lot of.
Can I ask you a question, Patty? I know on my credit card, there's a different suffix for my husband's credit card than mine. Do you know, Barbara, if you
No,
have the
they're
same
not.
total number? Okay.
I think they're the same number, and the reason I know that is because we recently had the credit card number stolen,
So you had to get a new one?
so I had to get all new ones, yeah.
I actually like that because I can say, that's yours.
Yeah.
That wasn't me, that was you.
And these are copies, it's just more for us.
And she's on the other side. January.
So what, Barbara,
Yes?
in this blue notebook, what exactly are we looking at here?
Purchases and dates of
No, I know,
purchase.
but I don't see a name
She
of what
wrapped
the
it
card was,
Yeah,
what the card was in, or any of.
I,
It needs to be identified, not by number necessarily, but this says.
well, those are the year-end summary statements from the credit card company. Okay, so those are the date, that's the little red box DVD that you got down here, probably one at the Hanford. Okay, so it shows the location of the store and the date that the purchase was made, and these are, oh, we took that out, so these are the, okay, so this is
Well,
the
this-
20,
Yeah.
okay, so these are the 2011 records.
Well, what
These were-
card is it?
Oh, it's a Visa card. It's a credit card.
Visa card.
Yeah, it's a Visa
And
card.
it's in, whose name?
Those are in both of our names, okay? But,
Do you have that with you?
yeah, I have the
Okay.
record.
It's just that because everything has been redacted, there's no identification here of anything except the purchases.
Well, that's right.
Right,
That's right. That's the purchases.
yes.
That's, and these
I
purchases
know,
show
but
they are in
normally,
this area.
a statement like this would somewhere would say, you know, the name of the issuing card. Obviously, we don't need the number, but I don't know if this is a measure.
I think if you do, you know, Barbara, if you can do something identifying this, even on a separate piece of paper that says these are, you know, for the credit card in the name of, you know, the two of you.
Right.
I think what she's saying is it's just hard to, that standing alone doesn't say this is Barbara Aikenger's credit card.
Well, the credit card, you see the name on the credit card, right?
See the name on this.
And that is my name.
Yes.
Okay, and I can probably bring up the online record to show you that the number of that card matches.
Okay.
Okay, but first I wanted to show you the TD Bank. See if I can get something.
If you want to bookmark those places so that we can look at them at some point. All right, so this is, and we'll let you write on here to identify what this is that we're looking at. And this is all the same card.
Yes,
Okay.
but because the credit card was stolen, the numbers they had to be replaced.
When did that happen?
It happened in December of 2011.
Okay, where do we start? January 2011. And what year does this start with?
2010.
Okay. So that's
Okay, so what I can show you here is I logged into that account of that card that I just gave you. Sorry about that. Okay, so that is the TD Bank. You can see this is my local address here.
Oh, that's
That's
a TD Bank
that's
card.
the TD
This
Bank.
is not this one.
So that's the TD Bank card there, and that has my local address on it and the account number. That's the most recent statement.
And you receive these statements?
Well, I don't
They're
receive
e-state.
statements. They're
They're
e-state.
e-state, that's right.
Yeah,
e-state.
they don't get mailed anywhere.
Okay.
And that's really moving in that direction more and more.
Of course. All right, thank you.
So I
If
can
you're
take
able
that
to,
back.
yes, do you need this to look up the?
No, I think I can. Just don't lose that credit card.
No, I
No,
promise.
we've got it right here. The reason I brought up the calendar was just to check the days and the days. The days of each kind of thing.
Oh, you have it here too.
Look.
Ah,
Down
right,
from
right.
here.
So we're looking at January 15, probably 16, probably 29.
229, yeah. The 210.
Should be 218 there somewhere.
218, 34. Okay, now let's just do a little bit of a spot check. Let me go to
June?
should I go to my days and stuff?
Okay, what are you looking at for dates?
14.
Yep.
15.
16?
16, 19,
18, 19?
21.
Yep.
Chance of that June
Let's go
29th.
to another
um,
month.
So go to October.
September 29.
I don't have anything on the 29th. After we cook it.
I didn't leave.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
I'm
not,
going into 2011, actually, so I went for 2010. Oh, that's what you're looking at?
yeah, I'm
Okay.
looking at 21.
So 929 is down there, and then there's a Walmart purchase.
9:30 is here. Oh, no, it's not, but she does have a purchase, so she's missed a couple herself.
What's,
Oh, you know, I may have, when I was transferring from my list to
That's
your
not
list.
the original one.
No,
I
this
know.
is her copy.
I know,
It is.
she,
I mean, the copy she made for us, so
For us.
29 and 30
Right.
should be highlighted.
October 1,
Okay, so are you sure you're in the right year?
October 4.
4 we have. I don't have anything for 1, but we have 4. But if there's something there for 1.
We won't go through these, we'll just do a spot check. Yeah, I have 10. Well, perhaps you didn't highlight them because they're not in Guilford.
Well, that could very well be.
Yeah, all right.
Because
so
she did highlight everything, although the 9:30,
9:30
is Guilford.
Is Guilford and should be highlighted.
I highlighted it.
And what was the one?
I can't believe I missed something.
Well, yeah, we were just figuring out here. Let me look at the
We're getting you
29th and
extra
30th.
yellow
That
marks.
doesn't sound right though.
No,
No?
well,
Would it have been,
Yeah, that is 2011.
yeah, 29 and 30th,
Yeah,
or
okay, so
Guilford.
maybe I
But then we
screwed up.
noticed that the first is Belmont, so thought maybe.
Okay, so, yeah, and those guys should be in order of date.
oh, the first was
Yeah,
Belmont,
these are, yes, 10-1.
although if it was the gas station.
10-4.
Yeah, I mean, it was in and around the Lakes region area. I mean, obviously, I don't
Right.
always 100%
That's
in,
okay.
In Guilford, yeah.
I mean, we do have some freedom
Home
of
goods.
liberty, don't we, ladies?
Yes. 31's shown, home goods.
Okay, I'm gonna just go through quicker. December 4.
Four and
Can you see any of these with you? 12, 18, 12, 19. Belmont.
Yep, 18 and 19 are highlighted.
Red Box DVD rental. Where is the red box?
So those they're all over. They're in the Walmart, they're in the Hanford, they're in the Shaw's, they're down in the Weirs at one of the gas stations.
Yeah, you can find them mostly anywhere.
Okay. Well, that, and what is this other?
That's
Oh, so we only have
2012.
2011 and 2012, but I thought there was.
There's 2010 is in the
2010
back.
here. Here's 20.
And 2010, that's done, the year-end summary that they give you for 2010 was by category, not by date. So you'll
Okay.
see the category, all the dates, and then the dates you'll see it, it's not chronological.
Yeah,
Okay.
But what we mainly have to look at is 2011. Prior to that doesn't really,
No, we looked at everything. Right?
yeah, you look at everything.
everything prior.
Yeah. Since
You don't need
2008.
this anymore, do you, Connie?
No.
Hot potato.
Yeah, I don't lose it.
Okay, so the Chase people don't recognize where my login is coming from, so they're not allowing me to log in. Okay, I can try to change that, but they see that I'm coming in from a strange place.
And so security measures prevent it, right?
Right, so they're not letting me log in.
Okay, let's just do a little spot check on 22.
Okay.
1-1, Guilford Cinema.
Mm-hmm.
1-7, Wendy's.
Mm-hmm.
8, whoops, hold on. 3-3, McDonald's.
I have a 3-2.
Tilton.
Yeah, I like to shop in Tilton.
Yeah.
3-4, Wendy's.
Yep.
320, Subway
Is
in
Laconia?
Tilton. Laconia, Guilford, Laconia, Tilton, Guilford, Guilford. 424, Laconia. 79, Guilford. 716.
Actually, this is TD Bank. That was in my mail.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that was had the local address on it, sorry. Didn't actually need to log in. If they sent me a $5, I could turn that over, I get $5 free at Starbucks. And there's like no Starbucks around here, right?
Tilton.
I don't really.
Croc TV.